boys. I haven't picked up the video for this vlog in a minute, but we went through some stuff. The car was non-op, and then it wasn't working, and then I tried to get it to run, and all this stuff, man. So we're just gonna pick up right where we left off at, and we're working on the beautiful Selena today. I'm gonna be doing the brakes in the back, so we're gonna change those out right now. I did fix my grinding sound, but I figured it's better if I just rebuild the whole rears, because if you guys saw, we already did the fronts, but I did the rears. Well, I didn't do them the same day, so just got to start by taking off your axle nut. It's a 36 millimeter. You guys are gonna have to get one of these big boys right here, 36 millimeters, and yeah, that should be it. We can take the whole thing off now as soon as we lift up the car a little bit more, give ourselves some room to work here. There we go. Ta-da! Take off the whole rim with the disc, so we don't have to do more work. So now we just put that to the side till we're ready to put it back on. Back here, I want you guys to take a quick mental picture right here, because we're gonna be rebuilding all this. Everything on here is pretty old, and these master cylinders are starting to go out, as you guys can tell. Starting to go out, so I think it's time we replace them as well. My grinding sound was because of this, man. It like got unlatched, and then it was like all over the place. It was hitting everything, man. So that's what that was. I fixed it, and I've been driving it, and it was working, but everything's kind of just loose, old, and whatnot. So I just kind of want to freshen it up and whatnot, so you can make it all new again. All right, so there's some springs right here, this bottom one and then this top one, so we're gonna have to disconnect those. You feel me? Oh. There we go. There's one. There we go. So we just gotta take off these springs right here too. Normally you need one of these tools to take it out, but these are so old that I could just literally just do it with my fingers. See? That's why I was saying that I kind of wanted to replace that. Doesn't look too very well. Take the pin off the back, and then this comes out. And then same thing for this one, just kind of just twist it. That was like cut out to where it can go in and where it can't, so that's just to lock it. And then get the rest stuff out of there. So you're gonna take off all this right here. You're gonna take off all that. And then this one should come out too. And then unhook the e-brake cable, like so, and then you're good. This is all done. I got a drip pan right here that we're gonna put underneath, because we're gonna take off the master cylinder and go from there. Take off this 13 on the back side. Take off this 13 right here. I'm glad you guys know this method as well, because it comes in, sure it does come in handy. Take off the hard line as well, which is an 11 right on top of the screw for the master cylinder. You guys can see the bleeder that I'm taking off for now, and there's nut right underneath it to hold the master in, and that's all you got to take out, take off the master cylinder. Very important step is we have to compare the old one to the new ones to make sure they're the same thing, man. So go ahead and take it out. Yeah, I think brand new, man. So if we look at it, it looks pretty much the same thing. It looks the same. Looks good to me. Take out the cap. Take out this protective. We should put it back on. So we got it all cleaned up, all freshened up. Put the screws back on there, you guys can see. Now we gotta do is assemble this again. Since I replaced these not so long ago, the actual pads, I'm gonna reuse them. Even though I got new ones, I'm just gonna replace the springs and the hardware. Alright, so here we have all the new hardware. This small one is like the small one, this big one is like the big bottom one. And then these are our clips and our springs and our caps. So it's all brand new, man. Let's go ahead and get this ready to slap on the car. One last thing before we install, man. If you guys notice right here, this one is a lot bigger on the opening, and if we flip them, there's a bigger gap on the bottom. So the one where there's a bigger gap, you guys can see this gap right here from this to the actual rotating. See how you see how it's smaller right there? It's like non-existent, and over here is pretty prominent. We're gonna flip that upside down so that they're kind of angled like that, if that makes sense. You guys will see it if you guys look at it. but it's angled like that, so that's how you want it, so it fits the brake properly. So now that we have that figured out, we can go ahead and install. E-brake cable is on. Now we can just put this where it needs to go, which is right about there. Put this. Oh, you gotta get it to fit properly though, you feel me? So there we go, we got that all good. So now we put the spring on here, and now we put our cap, and now we can use our magical tool to put it in. Yeah, I can see it's properly put on there. So I got it on there, but the camera fell, so now we're just gonna attach these springs now. Oh my god, these springs are brand new. There we go. There's one. Ta-da! We got that thing nice and solid in there. Everything looks pretty good and lined up. Put your wheel back on, put your screw back on, and then I'm gonna tighten it using this torque thing, so that it lessens the amount of force that this thing uses, because it is a lot of force. Shout out to my pops because he invested in one of these. Milwaukee, comes in clutch, man, no lie. The torque is like 200 and something foot-pounds, so oh snap, I just use a big breaker bar in my weight, and that's how we torque it. So this side, I don't think you guys need to see me do this 2 times in a row, so how about we just speed through this side, I jam out to some music, sit you guys on top of the speaker, and we'll be on our merry way. And you guys can tell me how I did. You feel me? Oh my gosh, this one had a lot of buildup. I don't know if that's just from brake dust or what, but that thing had a lot of buildup. I'm gonna give this thing a nice shower right now. Alright, so I basically finished up the brakes as soon as the camera died. So it died in the previous clip, but it's all done, man. All the new hardware, everything on there. Cleaned it up properly, you feel me? Looks great. Now all we gotta do is slap the wheel back on and see what it do, baby. Now you got 2 more of these, the backing plate plugs from J-Bugs. These right here. They basically go right here where the adjusters are at, but there's 2 more holes, one right here, one on the other side that I'm gonna just cover up. I don't know what those holes are for, but I'm just covering them regardless, you know? Put your big nut back on. And it should be all handy dandy, ready to go, man. What a mess, guys, but at least we got it done, man. Now the last step thing we need to do to the Selena is we need to bleed the brakes. It's a super windy day, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that on my own. Y'all should already know how to do that. Have somebody pump the brakes and then crack the valve, starting from the furthest one away from the master cylinder. So being that the master cylinder is right in front of the driver's side, the first one you're gonna do is the rear passenger, and you're gonna go to the rear driver, and to the passenger side, and to the driver's side last. So just like that, and you'll be able to bleed your car. So I'm cleaning up my mess, man, and I figured since I already have this open, I might as well install my new cable for the Speedo. So we're gonna go ahead and do that right now. As you know, this kind of just goes right there, so just put that right there, you know, you can get it in there. There we go. Now we just screw it on there, screw it on there, screw it on there. And I think it should just be hand tight, right? Pretty sure. I'm gonna do it as tight as my hand will allow me. It is plastic, so yeah, that's good. It runs through this hole right here, but I ended up getting a new grommet because this one was obviously non-existent. So I got a new one from J-Bugs, you know, the usual. It's kind of annoying, but you do have to use the flatbed and try not to cut it. But other than that, we should be able to feed it through now. So let's go ahead and try that. Oh, success. All right, on the bottom side of the car, now that I took the wheel off, you guys can see a lot better. This is where the grommet comes out through. Beautiful. And I wrapped it through right there. I don't know if that's where it goes through, but I found that. And this is where it comes out of. So find whatever, this is a 16 millimeter. You just rotate it, rotate it. Yay! You guys can see on the back side, this kind of just goes through the hole right here. You guys can see that hole. She just kind of goes through there. I don't know how far back it needs to stick out, but that's a good amount. So it's kind of squared off in the front, so just make sure it fits, and then just make sure before. Ta-da! Give her some good smacks for good measure, and we're good. Pretty simple install. Figured I'd show you guys for this one for the one time. So yeah, that's how I did it. Nothing crazy, you know, some light. I'm on Monroe air shocks for those of you that don't know, and I also have a full video. I have a few videos of how to do this install, so if you guys are curious, also let me know. I am gonna wire up this horn pretty soon that I got from Germany, so that will be coming soon. Stay tuned for that. I got a ton more stuff for the bugs, so we're gonna wrap it up right now and go for a test drive. Now, sorry about the wind, man. It's like, you know, it's the weather where I'm at. I'm on the street, bro, you know, no controlled environment. That's the traffic right there. We make it happen, man. Like I said, managed to tune us for the win. So with that being said, right now, so basically my car didn't run for a while because of the distributor. Mine had where it connects to the block down here, it was just too flimsy, so my dad let me borrow his and it worked like a charm. But before that, my boy Luis let me borrow his card, which is this one right here. And shout out to my boy Luis, man. The homie came through, really took care of me, and blessed me up with this one, man. You see this? Blessed me up with his right here. So I'm gonna put mine back on because that doesn't seem to be the issue, and gonna get this back to my boy Luis, man. Thanks, Luis. If you're watching this, bro, I appreciate you, man. Taking off the carbs on these is super easy, man. It's a wire here, a wire there, 2 bolts on the bottom, a 13 right here, and 1 on the back. How to take off the cap for that. And other than that, just a fuel line, and it should just pop out. Also take out your cable from right here. It goes right there, your throttle cable. Other than that, it should theoretically just, oh, careful with that gas. It should just come out like so. There we go. Take off this old gasket. I'm gonna do a whole video on how to do every single gasket, but until then, guys, I'm gonna, now that that's in there, we can put my old car back on there. So this one goes on like so. There we go. Sometimes it doesn't want to go in there. Put your hose back on, and then pretty much just repeat the process backwards, man. So let me just bolt this up, and then we'll go for a test drive, like I said. So she's a little rough right now because I carbureted using my ears and my hands, so no proper equipment, but I mean, it's coming together, man. Let's go for a little test drive, see what she's doing, you know? Oh, it does work. It works now, yay! forgot, I almost don't have brakes because I haven't bled them. Alright, I'm about to bleed the brakes on this hoe. So, let me just explain to you the way you guys adjust them. There's 4 holes back here. The middle 2 are the ones that you guys use to adjust. This one, you guys are looking at the inside of the wheel. On the right side, the right one has to go up, and then the left one has to go down to tighten it, and then vice versa if you want to loosen it. So just adjust those, and then that's it. That's all you have to do. And then the bleeder is up top right here, so just crank that thing open when you guys bleed them. And I marked it so that basically when you spin this, it should only spin 3/4 of the way. You get what I'm saying? Of where it was at previously, it should spin about 3/4 of the way, and that's how you know they're done. So that one's well adjusted. So move on to the next, and then just go on and bleed them all. And the front ones, on the front looking in, it's just the middle 2 again that need to be adjusted. This bottom one has to go towards the back of the car, and then the top one has to go towards the front, and then vice versa if you want to loosen them. And then the bleeder would be on the opposite side. It's basically the rear just rotated on like 90 degrees. So yeah. Something I also went ahead and did, and I adjusted the e-brake cable. There's just 2 screws on the back of these. I actually just put this cover on and the heater control knob, so it looks a little bit better right here. We'll clean it up eventually when we take out the seats to reupholster them, as well as the doors. But until then, this will be fine. It looks fine. I like it. The knobs, now I won't have to cut myself right here. And then this is just nice, man, because I had stuff that fell in here before and I had to use a magnet or something to take them out, but it's all Gucci now. I like the way it looks. OEM got these parts at Pickle Pool. You know what it is, man. It just completes the set even more. So that probably concludes the brakes for now. I'm already all done with pretty much everything I needed to do for the brakes, and this is just the cherry on top, man, with my billet e-brake button, my powder coated e-brake, powder coated shift rod, and my billet shift knob. I just love the way it looks, man. Nice, clean, and simple, you feel me, with nice quality parts. Back at the crib, guys. Just got my hair done. The braids looking their sauce as always. Shout out my hairstylist. But anyways, I'm gonna end the video here, guys. I know we didn't get to cruise it, but we're a little bit pressed for time trying to get this car ready for load times, guys. I know you guys wanted to see me cruising, man, but there's a lot of stuff that's gonna go into this car right now aesthetically as well. Right now we got all the maintenance, all the mechanical, all the braking, we got all that out the way so the car runs solid. Now it's time to make it look good for the show, man. Look forward to more videos, and if you guys like the video, make sure to smash that thumbs up button, man. We got a ton more vlogs out with the Volkswagen. We got a ton more cruises out. We got a ton of events, man. I hope you guys are excited. If you guys are, smash that subscribe button, hit that bell right next to it too, so you guys get notified when I drop a banger, because I know you guys are going to be upset if you guys see it a week out, a month out. I know you guys are going to be upset, man. So hit that bell to stay up to date, man. We're going to drop a lot more heat now, a lot more stuff on the bug. Rather than just telling you guys, man, I want to show you guys. So I hope you guys stick along for the journey. I can't say too much, man, but that's enough being said. I hope you guys have an amazing, blessed day, and I'll catch y'all on the next video.